Welcome, Chosen One.
What's up, Ace-Holes? Welcome back to another Gwent video. Today, more big boys. I hope you're not tired of big boys, because I sure as hell ain't. It's definitely not an archetype that I can sit and play for a long time, because it does get a little bit dull, because you're just slapping big boys. But every now and then, it's one of the most satisfying things that I know of in Gwent. And I hope you agree, because we're doing another one. Now, in the last one, the deck had Imlerith. And, I don't think Imlerith is a bad card. But it just didn't feel right to play him. I played the deck a little bit more, and it just didn't feel right. And so I have polarized the deck a little bit more, meaning that the top end has gone up and the lower end has gone down. We have one extra 4 provision card, and that is a Necker. A lot of people told me to take out Noon Wraiths and put in Neckers. I like the Noon Wraiths. I think they're pretty good. Their ability to trigger Thrive and be, a 6-point play plus Thrive is pretty good. There have been more than one game. There has been more than one game where I haven't gotten a Conqueror or a Griffin in the graveyard. But I had Noon Wraith, which did save the Ghoul, makes the Ghoul a 6-point play. 8-point play. 6-point consume. But after, turning that 10 into a 12, I've tried it with a Necker. Just a 1-up Necker. And you know what? I like it. There aren't too many pings going around, so Neckers, generally at least one will survive, and oftentimes with the big greedy removal that is going around these days, a couple of small Neckers are not going to be priority targets, so they actually live quite often. And they're just a nice supplement to the Endrega Larva. Also, now that we have Auberon, who does provide a double Thrive trigger, potentially. Having these 1-strength Thrivers that spawn a copy of themselves is just good. It's just good. Now, I did have Speartip in this slot, but I have to say, Auberon most of the time plays for more value. He can play for just strictly more value, but with the double Thrive trigger, he usually plays for more value, and he is 1 provision cheaper. The only difference really is that we don't want to play him in round 1, but honestly, Speartip is a 13 provision card. I don't want to commit that round 1 anyway. It was nice to have the flexibility to do so, but you generally don't want to do that, so I think Auberon is just a better inclusion. I've been back and forth on this. You've seen Auberon in my big boy list before. And, he's just back. The double Thrive makes our Thrive units better in short rounds. With our Fruit ability, that double Thrive will always be worth an extra point. Just straight up. So, Auberon is probably just a good inclusion. This is a Devotion list. So we do get his round 3 form, which, adds an extra point to his deploy. And we have Phantom, Riders, and some Conquerors. The Riders will hopefully be out by the time we play Auberon, but, sometimes they won't be. But we may have a Conqueror. And that's about it. Not a lot of Wildhound units. So we're not running Devotion because of Auberon. We're running Devotion because of Conqueror. That's the only reason. But honestly, I think it's fine. Alpha Werewolf is out, unfortunately, which... that was a tough cut. I will admit. Yeah, I like Alpha Werewolf. But honestly, I had a couple of matches, more than a couple, where I had Catachan and Alpha Werewolf. They don't thrive each other. So there's like a 1-point loss in there somewhere. That may be a strange way to think about it, but that's the way I think. Alright, Monsters Mirror Match. Which type? Aha. That one. The standard one. Okay. Well, in this matchup, I do think that both of these are pretty good to have. Not gonna lie. Striga, 4 damage. 4 damage. It can kill one of their larvae. So I guess it's fine. Phantom is good. I like the amount of cheap cards in this hand. I'm not gonna mulligan them because they all feel fairly playable. Now there's always an argument to try to break their dominance, but then I lose out on Thrive. He has a 5 here, so I'd have to go with a 6 or higher, and that's just bad value. No, he does have the Werecat. So even though he plays Frost, and I would like to roast stack for Frost, I also don't want to roast stack because of Werecat. I mean, if I were to drop Neckers on melee right now, there's a good chance that he would just pull the trigger on that. But if I keep the Neckers in the back, then, you know, it's a decent Werecat, but then he's committed Werecat, and, you know, I can just avoid playing on ranged. So he's not going to do that. Really? Why would you do that? I mean, I get it. I get it. You're going for Igern, but it's still not good. It's... Even if you got Igern, that would have been a 2-point use of your leader. That would have slightly disrupted me. I don't agree with that. Okay, it looks like dominance is not on the agenda for us, but we don't have riders anyway, so really it's just Mrs. Striga who's losing value, and she'll live. Alright. Well, with Parasite out, this may be a good time to play the Igern. What other removal would he have? I'm sorry about the weird coloring. Like, I have to tweak the lighting settings and everything every time, and I can't get it to work. At least now it looks like we're in like a fantasy world. Ooh, everything's candy. Is it Igern? Yes. Should have put it up front. Just to make the Werecat worse. I mean, it is a devotion list. He spent Parasite. There may be an Imler's Wrath, but honestly, I wouldn't expect it. So here's the nice thing. We have 5 engines that will go off every turn. We're 9 points ahead on even cards. He has 2 engines, and I have committed... Okay. I was gonna say I've committed more provisions. But I didn't commit this. I'm just saying I didn't commit it. But yeah, my opponent messed up by going for the hit on the Goliath. Why risk it? I mean, Monsters players always have Igern in their opening hand anyway, so, you know, why do that? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Alright. See if we can get some early dominance. I'd hate it if he played Igor now, because I just barely can't kill it now. That's just Geels. Going for the Frost. Hard get, yes. Well, I'm gonna be row stacking a bit here, sir. I mean, of course, he has movement. Which, you know, the more I play against these wild hunt oriented decks, the more I see that if there's one thing a Frost archetype needed, it was movement. It was movement tech. Because yeah, you gotta put the Frost on both the rows, and then you gotta make sure that there are targets. Just a Noon Wraith. No movement? Maybe he just didn't draw it? I actually don't have dominance here. I don't know, this still won't give me dominance, but neither with this. I'm just playing this to exist. I mean, they don't have more Frost than Ardgaith. Okay. Well, I still have 10 strength units to take, and he spent his Osroll. And it didn't even do much. Although it did prevent dominance for me yet again.
A fitting gift for our king.
Which sucks. Okay, so second leader charge just goes on thinning foglets. I can't say I mind that too much. We're getting to a point now where if he has a haunt in his hand, he may just have to play it. No, just Striga. I mean, he doesn't have a kill for that. Oh man, I would have loved... I would have loved to have thinned out those riders. This is such a bad time to stop here. I think I can... You know what, I can just do this first. It's less committal. Get to see what's in his hand. It's a Maruna. Please get the 2. Fitty fitty. Got him. Well, I can now most likely get... I mean, he may have an Igern. And then I can't get dominance. Does that deck play Igern still? I'm not sure. He could also Barghest just for dominance, but that's fine. Opponent is deciding. It's Auberon. He gets the good one. But I can thin my riders and bleed out his last card. Please be Haunt. Please be Haunt. Why would you not play those earlier? Why were you holding on to those? Mr. Opponent. Why? I mean, I get it. He You know, at any point, if he had played a 2-point card... Oh yeah, there's an event. But at any point, if he had played a 2-point card in Drago Larva, at any point, I could have passed for card advantage. So I get that. But when he commits Auberon only to get a few points ahead, knowing that his last card is 2 points... I mean, if he had just flipped those, like, he would have had an extra 4 points. So he would have actually, if he had just flipped his last 2 cards, you know, just the double thrive would have done it for him. You found this forgotten dusty chest after your last battle. Who knows what's inside? Forgotten dwarven treasure. Alright, let's... I just updated the game before I started recording, so I don't... Nice! I got a bald man. Not buying Journey. Alright, let's try another match. Let's see if we can get more bald man pictures. I do love collecting those. Okay, just one more thing regarding that last match. Monsters again? Okay.
Don't make me laugh.
Overwhelming hunger? Oh, come on. But consuming that Goliath, like, obviously he was going for getting my Auberon, but you're still using 1/3 of your leader charges for 2 points. And yes, you're disrupting my 13-point play plus thrive, which can be pretty good. But I have other plays, and if I have it in hand, then you risk a Goliath or a Pugo, which he got. Like, it's just not good. I don't want you, Auberon. Oh, straight into Riders. If that means no larva, then I'm okay with this. Ooh, should I have gone for Pugo? I don't have to. I mean, if I just thrive those boys once, then we're good. Okay. So I'm guessing no larva. It's very late for a larva if it's a larva. I'm just gonna do this while I can. So I've done the math. You don't have to fruit and Pugo immediately. Like, as long as you make sure he doesn't kill an Drago larva, then it's fine. He could also do that, which is a shame. So I could play him now, right? He either kills this, which is fine, or he bumps this down and then thrives it, so it's fine. He could hit those, but he's still 7 points, right? But if we get down another thrive, then he's at least going to be 8 points, so thrive it is. I'm going to give him the Ardgaith if he wants it, because I don't want to play too hard into Werkit. That is Werecat. Just a warrior. Okay. Boosting that. So now all I need is 9 points to stay ahead on even after the stratagem. 9 points. Pugo is 9, right? He's actually, at worst, he's 10. Well, actually, he can kill this. If I wait one more turn, then at worst, he's 10. I can just go for one of these.
Their hair, so silky.
There we go. My opponent could have an Auberon, which would allow him to catch up in spectacular fashion. Just a Noon Wraith. Well, I'm not committing more than I have to. This deck goes a long way with its bronzes, and that's just one of the strengths of it. Okay. Hit the armor. Thank you. That had to happen, right? So now I have a bit more to fight against. I need 7. With this frost on the board, I'm not getting dominance anytime soon.
A fitting gift for our king.
As long as I can stay ahead, even after a frost hit, we're good. And you know, once the frost is gone, we're good. I mean, that's just to consume. That's just... I mean, yeah, it triggers Thrive, but that was a 6-point play. It did very little. I can commit the Beast now, right? Because... let's see, I'll go up to 50, then I go down to 46, but then he's gonna go up again. Yeah. It's fine to commit him while you can, you know. It's not always the beast finds a home on the playing field. Just a Conqueror, that's an 8-point play.
Yet another horn for my collection.
Alright, now I can Pugo for, at worst, a 10-point play. Well, now this can thrive from Adastriga, so if we end up playing this, Pugo actually was worth 1 extra point. Now, I can see my opponent having like an Auberon or Haunt in his opening hand, not wanting to mulligan them in case he didn't draw them again, in which case we're looking pretty good. That's a Werecat. On the front row. Oh yeah, for dominance. I get it. That's clever. Preserving Lyra charges. Well, this is only 7, but we're also 6 points ahead, so... Actually, it's 9. It's a 9-point play that we don't even have to spend. Okay, great. Great. Now I want to bleed him out of those filthy leader charges and move on with our lives. Okay? Maybe not this. We'll see with that. Like, yeah, we can do... We could have done like 8, 9 damage with that. Oh. Yeah, my bad. My bad. Well, I guess it's a better ghoul. Honestly, there's an argument to not take the Griffin, because we're not winning this round. I could have maybe not taken the Griffin, just to preserve that in case we get the other ghoul next round, because I do run both ghouls. I considered cutting one of them out to keep Alpha Werewolf, but then you gotta think, like, you know, ghoul. can play for 10 points plus Thrive. Alpha Werewolf can do the same and doesn't require setup, but it's a slower card. Yes? I am going to keep going, because I fear that there's something in his hand that I would like to get out. Now he has to use a leader charge for nothing because that was only 5 points. That's pretty good. Oh, I mean, this Osril, right? 12 points puts me 10 points ahead. I have to do it. I have to. If it's Haunt, it's not enough. Please be Haunt. Please let this man have kept a greedy hand. Yes! Oh, it's one of the best things in the game. And the nice thing is, it would have been a 4-point card throughout this entire round. So, I get why he kept it. There's no reason to. Oh, that just feels good, crushing Overwhelming Hunger players with big boys. Ooh, we get another Boltman, maybe? I mean, I guess you can't get the same thing twice. Unless there are 2 separate Boltmen. Ooh. I mean, I like my reaches in the cracked mirror thing, but you know what? Let's use our new stuff. Where can I find the Boltman? And my new border. The border is neat. Ooh. Beating Overwhelming Hunger with any deck is satisfying, but just big dumb boys. And, you know, while Overwhelming Hunger, like that deck, I'm pretty sure that's a better deck than ours. But our deck, it just slams things down. Like, it doesn't have a card like Haunt that risks being 4 points for 14 provisions. It just doesn't. It doesn't happen. Now we're against Shieldwall, which I'm a lot more concerned about. I like the larva. I would honestly want more larva, if I could. Or a Necker. That there's a chance it's fine. There's a chance that it's fine. Some removal. Ugh. Okay. Just get them all down. A lot of engines is the key if you want to win round 1. And the key to winning this match is to win round 1. So this is going to be a match where I thank the heavens for this one-off Necker. It's like he's not big. And he looks quite intelligent, but he works well with the big dumb boys. That is exactly the type of card that can mess with our Neckers. But most likely he'll only be able to ping 1, and you know, it's a 2 in 5 chance. There's also a 1 in 5 that it hits the fruit, negating all value. And there's a 2 in 5 that he hits armor. That's the best. That's the best. Okay. This is actually really, really good. This is like legit amazing. The Neckers live. The Neckers live. Is that my parasite? I don't think so. I don't think so. Is it? I mean, I am going first. I don't think it is. I don't think we need to parasite that. I mean, sure, getting a parasite later is gonna be hard. It's gonna be very hard. And also getting Imler's Wrath is gonna be hard. Like it's gonna be hard. It's a hard knock life for us. It is a hard knock life for us. But I think round 1 is in the bag. If I had gone second and things had gone this well, I would have actually been overconfident. But because I'm going first, there's a good chance our bleed will get punished, which is gonna suck. Okay, he's playing Dun Banners. Dun Banneronis. I mean, the longer this round goes, the better for me. As long as I can still win it, which I think I can. We can now play Puga without... you know what? Let's wait one more.
We shall conquer this world as we have conquered countless others.
I mean, what's his play here? A pass. Okay. This bleed is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I mean, the beast goes past boiling oil, which means he has to commit like one of his duels to deal with it, which would be great. That would be fantastic. Paris, I mean, it'll kill something, just not something really important. I don't think I want it. I honestly think I would rather have that. Catachan first? No. I don't think Parasite would have killed anything important enough. Because it's just going to be a lot of shielded stuff. What did you get? Just a drummer. That's okay. Okay. Let's see how tall we can get this beast. Or if he gets dueled. If he gets dueled, that is fine, because that is one of my opponent's stronger short round plays, which if he commits now, it will punish the bleed, like so hard. But it could work. Is he playing Boiling Oil just to... That's a desperation play. I mean, I'd be losing one turn of this, but I mean, how many turns of this do I have? 8, 10. Actually, this is a 9. 2, 4. But that's if I commit Osroll, which I don't want to do. No, I think this is okay. The beast isn't in any danger. Here we go.
On guard! A duel! To a duel I challenge thee!
I wish he didn't catch up like that with that.
King Auberon! Tear the leer!
But we'll see. In case he plays Baron, I think I should pass for last say if I get the chance. I don't think I will, especially with that. I don't think I will. No matter how big my boys are. Yeah, that just does it. That's too big. I'll never catch up, and I won't get last say. They don't always play Baron. They don't always play it. I mean, as long as my cards are like 12, 11, 16 points plays. If I somehow get a pass, I'm not gonna get a pass. Stupid natural lighting. Oh, oh yeah. I mean, I knew he had that. I knew he had that. 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 4 passively. I can pass. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4. He goes up to 47. He has to play. We go into a 4-card round where I have last say with Oswald. This may be wrong. This may be wrong. Oh, Visigoda. Okay, so I mean, I don't know what his last card is, right? If his last card was Viraxis, then I think shit could have gone south mighty quick. Good hand though. Just removal on the Naglfar. That's not as good. I do have another Conqueror. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8. This could be a 10-point card. Two. Actually, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah.
Victory is mine, whatever the cost.
Son of a bitch is just tempting me. I mean, he's just setting up a Selkirk.
I came, I saw, I conquered. Again.
That's legit the worst hand. I mean, the worst choices. That's legit the worst choices. This doesn't trigger Thrive, but would have been worth it to trigger Thrive. Would have been 3 extra points, but I mean... No, I mean, the rider... No, it wouldn't have been worth it. Okay, and he's not getting good kills. He's not getting good kills. I mean, I have Auberon. Yeah, 14, 15, 16, 17. That's 17 points, and he doesn't have a reset. I mean, he has. Let's not forget that he had. Oh man, I beat Shieldwall. Oh, that was tight. That was tight. That was tight. And we got another dwarven treasure. Okay, let's finish this off with a dwarven treasure. Spooky lantern avatar. That's very nice. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Apologies for it being 3 wins. I honestly didn't expect that, because usually when I play this deck... I mean, the thing is, when I play this, either I just win, or I just lose. But we beat 2 decks that are considered to be tier 1. I think Shieldwall is still considered tier 1. Interesting that Siege support tech just to give Zeal to Selkirk. That's weird. I mean, I guess it's because of Heatwave and Curse of Corruption, right? Well, you can buff him to 7 and give him a shield, so he's safe from most removal, but not that. So I guess that's it. I'm not sure why he kept it. Because he knew I played Devotion. So, I mean, that Selkirk would have been safe. I mean, of course we know that, but also he should have known that. The only way a Devotion monsters list could have dealt with that Selkirk, 7 strength with a shield, would have been Imlerith's Wrath with Imlerith on the board, right? And of course, like Predatory Dive, but he was safe from that, right? He could have made himself safe from that. It was weird. I mean, maybe he just mulliganed into it accidentally. I don't know. Anyway, thanks again for watching. This was fun. If you want to play this deck, here's just a suggestion, a recommendation, some advice from someone who does play this deck frequently. If you play it for a few matches and you have a great time, just wait a while before you play it again. I mean, obviously that's confirmation bias. That's just me speaking from my own, most likely random experiences. But, you know, every time I play this and have a great time, the next time I play it, I don't have a good time. Maybe it's not a waiting game. Maybe it's just like every other session will suck. If so, play with it, and if you have a great time, then just wait a little while, and then play one match with it, and if that match sucks, you're out. And you wait, and when you play it again, It's probably great. Thick Morons with Auberon. Auberon was nice. I mean, he really flunked in that last match because he didn't provide the double thrive, even though my boys were very tiny. And that's the risk you run. But he himself still played for what? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13? Plus thrive, I think. Which is not bad. That's not bad for 12 provisions. That's more. That is more than old Speartip would have done, and that's really all that I care about for my top end card. Is it better than old Speartip? Then it's in. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you again soon. What do we do next? I don't know. Probably a budget deck, so if that's not your thing, then I'll see you in the next one.